Chairman of the House Oversight Committee, James Comer. Great to see you this morning, Mr. Chairman. So what can you tell us about these negotiations? Is it a solid starting point, or is this thing dead in the water?
Well, everyone knows we've already passed the funding bill out of the House. The holdup is the Senate, which is usually the problem with most legislation in Washington. We're going to support whatever the president supports. But to get a deal in Congress, you have to be sincere. You have to sincerely want to make a deal. And Chuck Schumer and the Democrats do not want to make a deal. They want to eliminate ICE. They want to reopen the southern border. That's their path to victory in the elections. And I think everyone knows that by their behavior with respect to ICE and with their opposition to the Save America Act. So at the end of the day, I think it's terrible that we haven't passed a spending bill to pay all the people in Homeland Security, not just the TSA agents, but the Coast Guard, ICE, FEMA, everyone else. The Democrats are supposed to be the party that protects the federal workers, but I think the federal workers are getting a rude awakening is what they've witnessed over the last few weeks.
So, Mr. Chairman, I want to switch gears here to something that came out yesterday. I believe it was Senator Chuck Grassley and Ted Cruz released it that just shocked me. And it's the depths to which former Special Counsel Jack Smith targeted now FBI Director Kash Patel during Operation Arctic Frost. Now, at the time, Patel was a private citizen, and Jack Smith got 2 years of phone records, text messages, financial information, bank records. He even tracked his use of the internet. This is absolutely shocking. And as chairman of the House Oversight Committee, I mean, is this something you guys are going to look into?
Well, the Senate's looking into it. We're paying real close attention. We've reached out and offered our assistance. We don't want to jump in on top of their investigation. But I think what we're seeing is evidence of a weaponized government, evidence of why Jack Smith was appointed to begin with. It was not about unclassified or classified documents. It was always about trying to hurt Republicans, trying to hurt Donald Trump, anyone around Donald Trump, and anyone that's a threat to the deep state. When Kash Patel was a private citizen, he wrote a couple of books about the deep state. So people in the deep state, these runaway bureaucrats, these unelected bureaucrats that have no oversight and are never held accountable, they fear people like Kash Patel. They knew that Kash Patel had the opportunity to someday be a significant part of a conservative Republican administration, so they wanted to take him out before he ever got there. And I hope that, first of all, the American people see the shenanigans and the corruption of the Democrats, how they abuse power constantly to go after their enemies, and hopefully that'll be an issue this fall in the election. I would love to see some accountability with Jack Smith, but at the end of the day, I think just shining a light on this, so showing the American people how corrupt the Democrats are, I think that's a big win.
Mr. Chairman, while we have you here, I want to switch gears and turn to a story that really is making a lot of headlines. The House Oversight Committee launching an investigation into alleged hospice fraud in California. I know you're demanding action from Governor Gavin Newsom. Can you explain what's going on here? How much money are we talking?
$3.5 billion in hospice fraud in the state of California, primarily in Los Angeles County. One thing that we found that just shocked us thus far in the investigation is 18% of the entire hospice budget was billed into Los Angeles County. There have been a 1,500% increase in people who were apparently registering as hospice providers. Hospice is one program that I think every American supports. Hospice is there in your darkest times for your family, and to see that the money was abused. And what we're trying to figure out is what we figured out in Minnesota, whether or not the governor, Tim Walz in Minnesota, knew about the welfare fraud. We proved that he did. We're rolling over into California now. We're going to investigate Gavin Newsom. We're going to investigate more about the hospice fraud. We're zeroing in on that because it's so obvious that billions of dollars in hospice went to fraud. And this is a recurring theme we're seeing with Democrat governors all over the United States. There is a total lack of concern for taxpayer dollars, especially in good programs like hospice, where everyone supports.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.